just cranking
yeah.
the audio.
I was like, what's going on? But there was a sound. But people
Okay.
are joining. Everyone's
People are joining.
So
So I'm going to hope that this works itself out. Sometimes, you know, these audio restream has to work out a few kinks before we get started. But what I want you all to know that's popping on here today, this is about arts and crafts. And for those of you know, I like a little flowers. So our guest today, we're all going to be talking about arts, DIY, and crafts. I am very excited because this is what makes my heart go ba-bum, ba-bum.
Pitter patter, pitter patter.
Total pitter patter.
Pitter patter, pitter patter. So we welcomed Dion last week as our newest co-host, and we absolutely love having her here. I love that she brings so much of the art world to us, and I've already learned a lot from her. You know, me personally, I'm a cut flower grower, so painting something is foreign to me, and she's already taught me some simple steps that I can do to create my own floral paintings. By the way, I'm Kara Jamison. I live in Tennessee on a farm. I'm a cut flower grower and educator, and I love to talk about growing cut flowers. Ana, let's hear about you.
yeah, being with you girls is absolutely wonderful. I've learned so much. I mean, I've been encouraged to start painting flowers. Now I'm starting to grow some flowers. And by the way, I'm Ana Galena. I've been a floral designer for 23 years. And I usually promote having flowers in your everyday life. So we are so happy to be here with you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. And I want to take this opportunity to say happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños a mi tía Patty. Today's
Happy
her
birthday!
and she's right here with us. And also my sister, whose birthday was yesterday. Feliz cumpleaños.
Absolutely, you guys. Before we play my favorite song, I want you all to remember that I need you to pass this around. This is brand new, and we are part of a flower movement. If you don't realize it, you're all part of it, and we can't do this alone. So we're going to ask you very kindly to just pass this video around or tag a friend that loves flowers as much as we do. We really, really appreciate that. For now, let's roll my favorite song so I can dance.
Ooh, yeah. Oh my God, 7 shows already. I don't know about you ladies, but last week's episode was so touching, so moving. I mean, I've seen it 2 times because listening to it again and again, it's peaceful. I mean, Jessica's stories is simply beautiful. You have to watch it. Everyone out there, if you haven't seen last week's episode, it's on BLOOMTV's network.com webpage. You can see it there. Oh my God, it really
it was one of those episodes that makes you feel all the feels. You know?
Absolutely.
Makes you feel all the feels. And there might have been a few tears shed in that, and it was only because flowers, the magic of flowers has really helped. I know me, has helped Jessica through some hard times in our life. And I love that we were able to bring that episode to all of you to let you know, like, you're not alone, like with what you're going through, and that the magic of flowers and nature can really be helpful.
That's so true because it's relatable. And I think at all aspects of her story, even though our stories are all a little bit different, it's that same feeling of being able to find creativity and art and express ourselves that pulls us up from the lowest, you know, from being broken to beautiful. So I was incredibly touched by her story, just like everybody else. I think that the viewers were also really able to relate to her. And my goodness, I have a secret dream of having a flower truck. Anybody else? Like, raise your hand, because if you could just walk out, grab some flowers and take it home. Where I live, we don't have markets like on the corner. You know what I mean? So being able to just walk out and see the truck, I just think that would be a dream come true.
I think so too.
Absolutely. So. And I don't want you guys to forget that The actual collaboration will be printed inside What Women Create. Now, this is a magazine you can pick up. Her particular special edition will be available on June 27th. But What Women Create, Where Women Create, those are some of my favorite magazines. You can get them at Whole Foods, Michael's, even Barnes and Noble. Okay, so be sure you check that out next time you're en route to one of those places too.
Yeah, let's play a quick clip of last week's show. Show everybody.
Yes, please.
Find you in that pain, whether it's from within, whether it's from your family, whoever it is, whether you believe in a higher power, whether it's God. Love will find you in your pain, and you will get through to the other side of it. I will tell you that there were most of the days that I didn't think that was true, and I really struggled. And I remember my mom had to live with us at one point. She had to dress me and bathe me because I was so frail I couldn't do that for myself.
Oh my goodness.
And I remember looking at her some days and just saying, you have to believe for me, because I don't have it in me today. Like today, I just feel weak and I feel tired. And guess what? That was okay.
Flowers found me. I always say a seed was planted in my heart one day to learn how to grow cut flowers to bring others joy. And I didn't start the flower business to like earn some money on the side. Like I started it because I wanted to learn how so I could help others experience the joy of growing flowers. And 4 years later, that's what I'm doing. I'm on a talk show telling my story. It's just the power of flowers and nature and getting your hands in the dirt. It can be healing for you.
It's truly a flower movement.
But I do have a flower challenge called The Joy of Living with Flowers. And I love how joy is such a big word in the flower business. And the challenge is about you giving yourself permission to have flowers for yourself, an act of self-love.
Other than they are an exchange between one person, a connection, whether it be a happy or a sad moment. That is what we do with flowers. We exchange them because they always bring and evoke emotion. So I thought for years, my business was about painting and creating, but I found out looking back now, it was about this. It was about community. It was about, hey, you have a role here as a leader because this is what you stepped out to do in front of everybody. So keep doing it.
Wonderful.
Oh my gosh, that's not supposed to make me cry again.
Right?
Ladies, I don't know who the editing on that was really good. I have to say.
It was really good. It was really good. Well, we want to make sure that you guys all know how to watch not only the free series premiere, but also our talk show from last week. So if you go to BLOOMTVnetwork.com, we have a screen we're going to show you right here. And you click on the upper left corner and you go to watch. You will be able to watch Bloom TV's first series premiere, and it's available for everyone to watch. They did it in collaboration with What Women Create magazine. Go check that video out. I promise you'll be inspired.
Yes. I also was going to add to that because I had someone message me that didn't realize she could watch that free on Bloom TV. Also, these shows, you can watch the replay free. Just because you sign up for the newsletter doesn't mean you get to still watch it for free. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate that. It was for everybody, easy to access as well.
Yes, and I want to take this opportunity to invite all of our viewers to subscribe to Bloom TV. I mean, you can get a feeling of all the beautiful things that you can see on Bloom TV, but actually we have more than 100 experts in all fields doing painting, farming, gardening, DIYs. All of our guests have their own mini series on Bloom TV. So be sure to subscribe. It's going to be thrilling. It's going to be exciting for you. It's always going to put a smile in your face. So do it today. Subscribe.
Yes. Well, we have
miss out.
Fantastic guests today. They are both Bloom TV experts. We're going to bring them on the screen now. First, we have Miss Marlena Colaso. Hi, Marlena.
Hi, Marlena.
Hello.
And we also have Lori Siebert with us. Welcome, Lori. We're so happy to have you here.
Hi, love you guys.
Hi, Lori.
Hello, welcome.
I'm so glad to see you guys, ladies. And I love seeing what you have all around you. I love diving into someone's creative space. I've seen those pieces that you have beside you, Lori, and I've seen, Marlena, your headbands and your felt work, and you are so talented. Thank you for being on here with us today, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Very honored to be on today.
I am going to tell you guys just a little bit about Lori. I'm a little bit biased. I'm not going to lie, because I know about BLOOMTV because of this lady right here. So she and I connected on something different, and she told me about BLOOMTV Network, and I instantly got like this excitement that this was something I knew I would also love. So I started telling all of my friends and family about this, but I'm here because of Lori. So girl, consider yourself squeezed really tight, because I'm grateful for you.
Well, it's perfect for
Lovely.
You're meant to be on here. And I told you in a DM, when you have your show on a TV network, I'd like to be a guest.
Thank you for having such faith in me. That means a lot to me. That's very kind. We have a little video, and I really want you guys to see this little video of Lori so you understand exactly what I mean by falling in love with her artwork.
All my projects are floral based, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made this really fun boho table runner using some cloth napkins, some Clorox bleach, and some paintbrushes.
So for the napkins, I'm going to do little corner images. So I drew 4 different floral motifs to go in the corners. Just hang it in the light for a bit, hand wash it, and you're all finished.
Oh,
I want to do that.
I want that too.
So
I don't think there's anything she can't do. I don't think so.
I've been amazed since I was a little girl, so that's my jam. What I love.
That's your jam. And I also have saw on your website where you describe yourself that you kind of like to be a chameleon. What does that mean exactly, Lori?
Well, it really means that I get bored very easily, and I'm very curious. I've always been that way since I was a little girl. I don't know, I'm constantly trying new mediums, new techniques, learning about new artists and designers. I'm a groupie for so many artists. I just love making. I love inspiring other people to make, but I like to do. I couldn't be one of those people that does one thing for the rest of my life. I paint, I sculpt, I sew, whatever draws me at that time, whatever, I'm just, I want to do that. Then I go out and do it. So that's why I'm a chameleon.
And I get that. And I think that's where you find the really passionate part of being a creative, Lori, is when you see that you've inspired other people. Is there anything better than that when they tell you that you inspired them and you could change their life, Lori?
It's really the best. I also teach and host retreats, and I started making these weird little junk birds, and I've taught that class a few times now, and just to see the pride in people's faces at the end of the class when they see what they made, and they're just so happy with themselves. And even people that at the beginning of the class might say, I'm not an artist, I'm not creative, or they're really nervous or whatever. I love just taking them by the hand, getting them really excited about it, finding what things really light them up, and then at the end, seeing their face light up with what they made.
It's fantastic. And I know that Lori's not going to toot her own horn, but you guys really need, I'm going to read you a few of accolades and things about Lori that I really want you to pay attention to, because Lori is a mixed media artist, but like she said, she is more than that. She's a whole gamut of items, but she began taking private art lessons at the young age of 7. She continued to study art throughout high school as well. This led to a degree in graphic design from the University of Cincinnati. Then she had the courage to open her own design firm, just 3 years out of college. Now, that stopped me in my tracks the first time I had you on and in my podcast, because you started a business in your young 20s, and I'm just now getting around going, whoo. So
yeah,
you had to follow that lead of creativity, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how I did it at this point. I look back and I'm like, wow. Like, it makes me tired thinking about it. I had our first employee within the first 3 months. And at one point I was up to a staff of 12 people. So, it's just been a long, crazy ride. So I started my business in 1987. So yeah, you can tell I'm old.
Don't you say that. Wise. You're wise, babe.
Wise. Yeah. I've learned a thing or two.
Well, some of your influential clients have been Target and Bath and Body Works, Nickelodeon, and Universal Studios. Lori, that's pretty
wow,
my
wow,
friend.
those are huge names.
Yeah, we did all the things for the superhero island at Universal Studios. So it was we went there one time after it was built, and I'm taking pictures of the restroom signs, and people are looking at me strange. But we did all from the big ride signs to the small little lavatory signs, and I wanted pictures of all of it. So yeah, I was with my daughter, and they're like, "Mom, they're all looking at you." I'm like, "Oh."
Well, of course, you can also see some of Lori's work on BLOOMTV. She has several videos available for our subscribers, but I am ready to see some of your art, my friend. Let's show off what we have in store for our audience. I think we have a little clip. Do you want to play one of those now, Lori, or would you like to get started on your little demo for us?
I'm going to run the clip first, but I'll talk about my. Okay, so I'm going to share what I call, well, I don't call it, I didn't make it up. It's called reductive painting. And it's a technique where you build up a crazy wild background, and then the reductive part, taking away part of that. So the first step I always take, and this is really fun, and your kids could even do this technique and just go wild and crazy on the canvas. So I start first, well, in the example I'm showing here, I went through my archives. I collect pictures of flowers like a maniac. I have binders and binders and binders. Or you can go, your own garden or to a grocery store, buy flowers and draw from life. And I did a bunch of blind contour drawing. And what that is you look at the image and you draw, but you don't look at your hand. You just draw looking at the image. So if you want to roll the first clip, this is the first step of building this reductive painting.
Okay, super. Let's look.
So,
oh my word.
That's amazing.
I wasn't being overly concerned or really picky or, you just draw. You just let your hand go and just draw. And I just kept overlapping the shapes over and over again. And you want to really build up a base where it's completely filled with texture and pattern.
Okay.
And the step is I go in with the painting phase. So if you want to roll the next clip, you'll see what I do next.
Oh, yes, let's do that.
Sorry, guys, that was the clip.
That's okay. That's all right. So we
No,
have a second one in there, I believe.
There's actually 3. So the second one, basically, if you don't have the clip, basically what I did is I went into that maze of drawn flowers and I just painted in all the different parts, like paint by number. So I have this whole, I mean, if you can see up close.
So let me break this down and make sure I'm understanding it right, because I can see this and then I can see that last little clip. So there's a bunch of different little shapes, right? Because all of your lines are overlapping, and then you just Okay, I've never done this, Lori. I've never done that, and I wouldn't know how to create that. So I'm very glad that you did that little demo. That makes so much, because I'm like, how'd she do that?
Well, you can bottom layer too. You can do collage. The key is really just to fill the thing up with massive detail and color and creativity, and then you go in with I hand cut these stencils
and overlay it.
And I have a video that shows the stencil process, but it's the 3rd video. I don't know if you can show that one.
I think we're gonna have to hold off on those. I think we've mixed up our videos a little bit, so I'm just gonna have you describe that.
Okay, so what I do basically is I have my whole background painted, right?
Okay.
And then I lay my stencil on it. Well,
and just start tracing?
Hold on. So I lay it on where I want it on the full background.
Sure.
I take this piece. I get it positioned where I want it.
Do you make your own stencils, Lori, too?
I do. This is just like so then I put this piece in. So it's basically, I'm getting all tangled here. So I lay my stencil over top of the area that I'm going to paint with the white paint.
All right.
That's positioned. And then I just take my stencil brush and paint white all around the edge.
Oh, wow.
And then take it away, and then I fill in the rest of the white. And sometimes I'll draw into the white, like with a pencil or a knife or something, just to bring some of the background through. And you left this part uncovered with the white because I like that kind of little edge or border. So it's really, really easy peasy. And
she says that. She says
okay, I'm sure you need practice.
The birds were done that same day.
Oh, wow.
That's so beautiful.
So I just painted like crazy. It's really fun the first phase because you can just go nuts and just paint like splatters and color and shape and just fill it without thinking a whole lot. And then you refine it and bring it down into this really wonderful shape that has all this great texture inside of it.
It is. It looks beautiful. I love it.
So Lori, you can do this in your new barn.
Yes. Lori, I have a question. So I was looking at the new Birkenstocks that you have created. Is this the same technique as that you used?
I actually have them here. Well, you have pictures.
Yes.
Those probably came from the first phase of a reductive painting because I always do. I start out with a crazy textured layer, and I learn to scan that before I do the second phase because I do a lot of art licensing and sometimes really love just the background because that could be really cool for like surface pattern or something like that. So before I go ahead and put this white layer on, I scan the bottom one so I have it and I can use it for other things.
So are those named mine, or do they actually have an official name?
What's that?
The shoes. I'm like, are those named mine as in mine? Like I gotta have those shoes.
I did this with a collaboration with Michael Gray Sandal Factory, who is wonderful. He's in Savannah, and he's just a wonderful, wonderful guy. And he's doing collaborations with a lot of different artists and putting our art onto Birkenstocks. So I have 2 different designs, and they're available on his site.
On his site. Okay, we
Okay.
can get those on his site.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. And tell us about your upcoming retreat in France. I mean, you're full of so many things that you're doing.
Well, I love travel, and I love teaching, and I love being live. I just did a retreat in May, and they're just like big old love fests. I mean, when you're with kindred people and they all get one another, and there were just so many touching things that happened that we don't have time for. But anyway, I'm doing one this September in France, which is already full. But I'm teaching again in Mexico next year in San Miguel in February. And
I'm going to be there.
in September, we'll be in Perigord. And the website for that is Perigord Retreats. So it's a lovely family. They're British, and the son contacted me, and so I'm doing it there for the first time. But I've heard from other artists out there like a 5-star experience. And so we'll go into neighboring villages every day, and then I'll have art projects that coincide with what we're doing.
Wow.
I love that. I love that so much. So if someone wants to find out how to attend one of your retreats, where should they go to find that, Lori?
My website. I have the link for Perigord on my website, and I'm just LoriSiebert.com. And it'll take you right to the Perigord website, and that's where you register. And I also have the link for the Birkenstocks on my website as well.
Okay. All right. Go to LoriSiebert.com so we can find all of that fun information. So, Lori, on these retreats, are you teaching them these painting techniques too? Or are you guys going around and visiting the art?
No, I teach at every retreat. Every retreat a different theme. Like the one I just taught in May, we made Artful Jumper, which I did a video on BLOOMTV about making both of those things, so people can watch the video and make their own at home. They're pretty addictive to make. They're very, very fun.
Woo, girl! That makes my heart start. I mean, can y'all feel that? Oh my goodness! I love your use of color. And where do you draw your inspiration from, Lori? I mean, I see a lot of nature-inspired thing, and of course, flowers. But are you a big travel? You pull it from travel, or where do you draw that most inspiration?
From everywhere. I mean, I'm constantly looking all the time, and I drive my family crazy when we travel because, or even if we go to the zoo, we have great zoo and botanical gardens, and I'm always stopping to take pictures of the flowers everywhere we go. And they're like, come on, mom, come on, mom. Like when we travel in Europe, I was with my friends about a year ago, and I'm taking pictures of graffiti and a sewer cover and like everything is eye candy to me and inspiration to me. So I take pictures all the time, everywhere I go, and that feeds me. And plus, I just love, like I said, I'm an artist groupie, so I just am looking at art and design and crafts people, and I just marvel and get blown away, and I'm in awe of the talent in the world.
And you'd really be surprised where you will find inspiration if you just look for it. And sometimes it's everywhere, right, Ana?
Yes, and everywhere. And I want to take this opportunity to invite our viewers. Lori has so many beautiful series on BLOOMTV. I mean, I've seen them. I enjoyed them. I want to do all of your projects. You're such a good teacher. I mean, it's easy to follow you. I get inspired with your voice, with your clips, with your videos, with everything you're doing. Thank you so much, Lori. You really are a gift.
I love it. BLOOMTV is a gift, really. I mean, I know you all agree because we are all these of BLOOMTV, but what Mom and Devin have created, I think, is a movement, like Dion has said. It's, you know, joy. We all need so much more joy and color and whimsy in our lives. It's pretty heavy these days. And I think Bloom TV is a really great source for that. So playing a role in that is just, you know, it's such an honor.
Well,
Lori, I have one last question I would love to know. Is there an art project that you've always wanted to do, but you just haven't done yet?
Well, that would probably be my dream art barn, which I posted a mock-up of on Instagram, and I think I got like 10,000 likes for that image. And actually a lot, I think that's one of the things that attracted Monica is that image.
And me. That's how I found you.
Yeah, a lot of things have come from that, and it was a dream, a mock-up, which has yet to happen because, you know, we sold our studio downtown last August. So the barn was going to happen. Then it was going to be an addition to our home. Then I was recently angling for a shed. And now I'm kind of rethinking because, you know, you have to think about how you're going to allocate your money and what you want to do with life at this point for us. And we want to travel a ton. I want to go to retreats more. And so instead of that expense, I think I'm going to just overhaul my existing studio in our home, which I love. I just haven't been using it to its best ability. I tend to use it as a storage space, which
it happens.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I want to paint big canvases, and I need space for that. So I'm going to have to clear out all my crap and make room for myself to do that.
Well, my friend, thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. You do it on a daily basis. You do this on social media. You're just a light, and you have so much to teach. And so many people are inspired, like you said, with that. Even just the barn, your vision, even though it wasn't something you did, it was a vision that just, it was so contagious. Everybody dreamed of having a barn like that. So we're all on that same page. So keep spreading your light.
I will paint a barn because I have a couple people who said, I have a barn. Do you want to design my barn? So it might not be my barn, but I will do a barn at some point.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing.
Waiting for that. Thank you so much. And I would like to introduce Marlena Colaso.
Hi.
Marlena is the queen of felt. She's a mother of two and an expert on Bloom TV. She makes some of the most beautiful felt creations, from flower crowns to fascinators that fascinate you. You won't believe what she creates, and everything's made of felt. Welcome, Marlena. Thank you so much for being in the show.
Hi, thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be part of this now. I'm always watching you, and I was like, oh, now I'm here. It's my turn. So excited.
We're excited to have you here and for you to show us your magic.
Well, today I plan.
Hold on a second. I would like to show our viewers a quick clip of what you're doing for Bloom TV.
We are in full fall galore, and same blended felt and wall felt, and it gives you the texture and the wow factor at the same time. It lets you play with it, mostly with the shapes. That's what I like to work with the blended felt more.
Wow, welcome, Marlena.
Yay.
Hello. I'm enjoying seeing all of your images on social media. Like you made some daffodils recently, and I'm like, wow, those look really realistic.
I copied you because I asked for inspo, right? So send me some flowers to make something. So she sent me a lot of daffodils, and I just recreate them because that's me. I like to recreate the flowers with felt, most of that. But I plan for today just to teach you how to make a really easy one that everybody can use, even my daughter, but she's not here, thanks God. Because she believes she's a blogger, so she talks and talks and talks.
I love it.
Yeah. I plan to show you how to make this plumeria. Tell me if I'm mispronouncing this. Let me do a closer look.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Beautiful. I love that. Are you also
Something-
dyeing your felt?
No, I use pan pastels. Well, sometimes, because I've been
Uh-huh.
learning a lot of techniques on how to use. I'm not an artist, obviously. I don't know how to
You
use.
are.
Yes, you
are an
are.
artist. You are an artist.
Whoa, you
Don't
went
say
too
that.
far, Marlena. Take that back, and we're going to edit that out. No.
I'm just learning. Like, I just love reading. Like, my inspo comes from reading. So I've been learning how to use different techniques.
Mhm.
And I found for me, it's more easy to spray paint or airbrush paint or
Mhm.
use the pan pastels, which is easier. You can use even color pencils, but it's up to you. Like, a lot of people tend to think this is so hard. But
Uh-huh.
from probably coming from me, you will take it, yeah, she's talking that it's easy. Yeah, it's easy for me because I've been like practicing, but really, it's really easy. And in my case, it helps me to decompress from my everyday stress.
Sure.
Right.
So,
That's what art does.
yeah. So I just wanted to show you today how to make one for those that I know sometimes you can afford that or just a fun craft to do during the summer because probably mostly all of you that have kids are already out from summer break.
Mhm.
We still have a week to go. So, yeah. And I want to show you an easy way. First, this is the easy felt for Spanish viewers, fieltro,
Mhm.
that you can find on any craft store. Some of the craft stores here in the States, they sell the wall blend felt. What is this? It's a more cheaper version, but
Okay.
in white and high quality for you to have more like wearable goodies. Let's say handbags, scarves, the felt berets, you name it. And I have the wool felt, like 100% wool felt. I don't know, you can notice the changing color
Mhm. Yes.
and the texture. This one is the best to work with, but right now we're just work with the one we can find
Everywhere.
any craft store.
Everywhere. Gotcha.
You're gonna need a glue gun, of course, scissors.
Yes.
If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm crazy about scissors. I'm always buying scissors. So
Is that because you're losing them? Is that because you're losing them everywhere? Or you just
no,
got a thing?
I just they're pretty. They're just
They
catchy.
are.
They're like I just ordered some. I think correct me if I'm mispronouncing. Bonsai scissors. They're really
Bonsai.
yes,
Uh-huh.
they're
Smaller.
really big handle and really tiny. Yeah, because they look pretty for flat lights and stuff. So yeah.
Yes.
So you can get any color for the plumerias. My favorite to make is this one because you can paint it,
Uh-huh.
but it can be white. This one is like a crew color. You can find it. All you're gonna need is 5 squares,
5
2
squares.
inch.
5 squares.
2
Yeah.
inch. Okay.
2 by 2. And this is the fun part, and it's the more easy. You have your square this, you turn a little bit, and you start cutting
Okay.
around, forming like a leaf.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, flowers, I mean, they're perfect, but petals are
It's
imperfect.
perfectly imperfect.
Yeah,
Right.
it
So
doesn't
true.
have to be perfect. It has to look like this.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You can go as big or as small you want your flower. Remember, the way you do it, it doesn't alter the product. Like you have to play yourself. Not because I do it that way, has to be that way.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm probably I'm confusing you.
No.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Help me, Ana, with this. Because my math teacher used to tell me, el orden de los factores no altera el producto.
No, I cannot say that. That's the like in
What did
math,
you say?
know? The order.
I don't know.
It's because you can see how bad was math for me. But that's
Okay.
the only thing I remember for him.
Okay, so
You
when
know,
you get
in
all of
math,
those little
it doesn't
petals,
matter in what order you do things,
To
you
do
get
the
the
things,
same
yeah,
end result.
it's gonna be the same,
Uh-huh.
Okay.
basically. So you have to have the shape like this.
okay,
Okay.
5 of those.
5 of those. Let me speed the process.
Okay. And now how many of these can you make a day? Like how
100,
many?
probably more, depending.
Whoa.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
100. Wow.
They're easy. I mean, they're easy. Now, ask me for the bigger ones. I think I have one here. Well,
Girl.
ask me for the bigger ones. It probably take me 2 days.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Wow.
now, when you have your 5,
Okay. You putting them all together in a stack?
no, give me a
He's
second.
measuring them, right?
Okay, now let's go to the fun part. If you have access to these type of pastels, this is named Pan Pastel. You can find it in Amazon. Yeah, Amazon or the Pan Pastel website.
Okay.
But if you don't have this at home, you can always go to your hobby craft store, whatever, and find these type of pastels.
Okay.
There are different brands, but I like this brand in specific because the feeling is more luxurious. It leaves a better finish on the surface than the regular or oils. Don't get the oil ones, just get the fine. You can get it there. I'm gonna leave the link in there. So you can go both ways. I'm always getting stop resourceful. This is for makeup. Don't mind me. I use it to paint.
Good.
You get the orange. In this case, I'm using this one. I'm gonna use the pastels from the craft store. All you're gonna do is from half down, you're gonna color just a little bit stroke, probably 3 or 4. Another makeup tool.
Okay.
If you have one of this, here in the States, you can get them at any dollar store or any craft store or makeup if you want to be more pricey. All work the same. You're just going to blend. Like you're blending your face, you're just going to do the same. Always going down because according to the flower or what I noticed in the flower, the colors goes down, not upward. It goes down. So you're always going to go down to look like this. And once you do in all of them, see?
Okay. All right.
You're
So
going to have the first one.
cut, we paint, we glue.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you're going to get your glue gun.
All right.
You're going to put a little bit in the top part. Always use a little bit. And you're going to start overlapping with the second. That it has to look like this.
All right.
Okay.
Right.
There has to be like a tip or something so you won't burn your fingers.
It burn. And it goes inside my nails too. It's the worst part. You get used to feeling like the burn sensation, so it doesn't bother anymore. Within the fingertips, if it goes all other place around that is not the fingertips, you feel it like really burning.
Okay.
Oh, girl, I have a feeling that our friend Lori over here has some tips on how not to glue your fingers together. Don't you, Lori?
That's why I always recommend these exactly the ones that had the fine point, because it's better for you. You're not gonna get burned.
I didn't realize.
So there are different types.
Yes.
Of glue guns.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Okay, now when you overlap everything, has to look like this.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to close. But you're gonna measure, and now this time you're gonna add the hot glue on the outer part. So you have to attach.
Okay.
And it will look like this.
You've got the cup flower, and you could probably make, I mean, once you get going on those, even a beginner could make quite a few of those pretty quickly, right?
Yes.
Marlena? Pretty quick.
Oh,
Now, if you
I'm
want
not sure.
to make your flower, you can always, if you're a perfectionist like me, I'm gonna be with my scissors snipping around, okay? But you can always add the leaves, and for the leaves, it's the same. You get the green you want. I like to mix colors.
Uh-huh.
So it's not always the same green of color. I like to mix different fun
Me too. Me too.
color. And again, any clip from any craft store will work. If you want to make it for a baby and the baby doesn't have hair or doesn't have this, and you don't have access to nylon bands, you can always go to whatever, let's say Target or wherever you buy clothes. Get some pantyhose. I think it's like pantyhose.
Okay.
Go to the tight part, good, probably 2-inch wide, stretch, and then you have your headband for babies. And then you have your flower.
Okay.
All this is improvising when you don't have access, like Etsy, ordering from Amazon, going a craft store. Those are things that you can do by yourself at home. Or probably you have some that you don't use anymore. You have headbands.
I may have to look really deep for pantyhose. I think it's been a while since I've worn those pantyhose, my friend.
I haven't worn I took my daughters. The ones that she doesn't use or the ones that didn't fit her. Whenever I need something quickly for her to get all those curls around, I go to her socks area and I got a headband there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Basically, that's my flower for today.
Wow.
Thank you.
If you make one, please tag me on Instagram.
Yes, please.
I would love to see them. Of course, I'm going to put the tutorial for this flower with more details and stuff on BLOOMTV. If you're a subscriber, you're going to see there with all the details and on my favorite place to go to get all your stuff you need for high quality felt as well.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Marlena. That's a beautiful project. And I'm sure that's a project we can do with the kids this summer. Thank you very much.
I want to remind all of you that are on here right now, please, I would love for you to pass this video around. And if you're wondering right now how you can find out about all of our upcoming experts, when our experts get new videos dropped, we have giveaways that I've seen BLOOMTV spoil our newsletter members. So if you go to bloomtvnetwork.com and go scroll down to the bottom, you will see where you can type in your name and your email address. And that is how you can subscribe to find out about when our shows are coming out, when we have new experts, when they drop new videos, and how to sign up for our giveaways.
Good. Yay. Why don't we start with our flower tips? What do you say, Dion?
I've got something I want to show you guys today. So last week I did one of my newest finger paintings. Now, one of my latest videos on BLOOMTV, I do finger painting, and guys, it's been a strange roller coaster of events where I started finger painting as a form of therapy. And really it was to kind of shock my audience doing videos, but I instantly found I needed it. And let me explain. If you are a gardener, a farmer, some type of creative, when you guys dick your fingers into the dirt, I mean, did you see Kara's face just like light up? Because it's the same feeling. So I actually, when I'm finger painting, I don't use anything that has any harmful chemicals. I use DIY paint. Okay, guys, this is a clay-based paint. So there's nothing harmful. This is literally, there's no smell. It kind of smells like dirt, actually, because it is as organic as a paint can be. And that's why I use this. So I started finger painting as a form of therapy, and people were saying, I love this. Wow, I want to try this. So I started teaching this. And this might not look like much, but my heart's in here, you guys. So I take an image most often, and I will find a bouquet, maybe one that the ladies did here, and I will use it as a source of inspiration. And this was something I did within 45 minutes. But it's kind of a form of therapy, kind of takes me back to basics in the hectic world. I know that if I can sit down and encourage, I have to force myself. I really do sometimes, because otherwise it'd be easier just to keep going on about my day. But I grabbed one of my flower books last week, and this was my inspiration. And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't look just like it. You use it as a reference. It's your interpretation, right? And very often, many times, what art helps us do is find ourselves and lose ourselves both. Totally, right? Which is what we do in the garden. So I just kind of wanted to show you and encourage you, which I will always do this, guys, to play in the paint.
I have to agree with you, but let's not get stressed over those 45 minutes, because if we have no experience, it might take us a little longer, but still it's that moment to relax, get in contact, play with the flower, play with your fingers. I would love to try finger painting.
Yeah, Dion, don't you have some videos of Bloom TV Network talking about finger painting?
I do. I have one on there where I start from a white canvas and finish it a whole landscape. And again, it's very therapeutic. And I really encourage all of you that are even curious about it, because what I know is, ladies, if you do that and play in the paint, it actually encourages other aspects of your creativity. So it rolls over into floral arranging, and you pay attention to lighting, and it really, I mean, felting, it rolls over, but it's like a tool that you can keep in your creativity toolbox.
Yeah,
Thank you
so
that
much.
with
I think that's the magic of Bloom TV. We get inspired in so many ways. And I've been inspired today. Today I have some peonies for you. And well, right now it's peony season in the United States, and you can get them almost anywhere. I don't grow flowers. I would love to grow flowers. And just going back to last week's segment where we talk about how things are supposed to be enjoyed the time they are here. Well, peonies are a great reminder of that.
Yeah.
I mean, they are flowers that don't last very long, but you get to experience them and enjoy them. And for example, this flower that is fully in bloom, it's incredible how it started like this. I mean, the process of the evolution of a flower, it's so incredible. And well, I'm going to give you some quick tips on how to enjoy them longer in this season.
Please.
For example, it's better if you don't buy them this close, because sometimes they might not open and you might get a little stressed. But if I love it that this season they're selling them in different stages of their growth. Like here, I think this is a bunch. So we have all the different stages. And what I've been doing is with my closed buds, you get to like squeeze them a little bit, and you're not harming the flower. Just squeeze the bud so you can help it open. So this is this is something you can do, and it's not going to harm your flowers. I do not recommend doing this with every flower, just with carnations and peonies. So you can do this. Another thing that is so important is to always take away all the leaves. You can leave one or two, but take away everything. Why? Because they take a lot of water. And we need our peonies to be fully hydrated. So we remove all the excess leaves and have them like this. Like with any other flower, you cut the stem at an angle. What I like to do actually is cut my stems above this part, because it's going to be easier to place them in your arrangement. Otherwise, when you put them in the water, and if you decide you don't like it that much and you try to take it off, it's going to be hard. So always have clean stems like this. It's going to be easier. And since mostly we're going to get a 5-stem bouquet, this is the best part. You get a small pot or a jar or whatever you have, and you put in some chicken wire. The chicken wire will go in the base. And when you place your stems, I mean, you're going to cut them to the size you need them. But once you place them, I mean, with the chicken wire, let me do it right here. they're gonna stand there. So if you only have 5 stems, it's gonna be no problem. You can place them and they're gonna stay, and you can put them in different sizes and different heights, and you're gonna have a beautiful 5-stem peony arrangement that you're gonna be able to enjoy. Remember, they last, once they're open, they will last about 2 days, but that's okay. Enjoy them, enjoy the whole process, and see as ones that are going to be opening, the other ones are going to be opening, and you're going to have fun. And they smell exquisite.
And paint it that way it lasts longer.
I'm going to start doing that.
Anna, you know what we call that in the cut flower world when you're squeezing the peonies like this? We call it the marshmallow stage.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So when you're going around, you're looking at your peonies and your bud is closed like that. If it squeezes like a marshmallow, you can cut it. Then it's good to open then.
Thank you.
Yes. So I love giving cut flower tips. I'm Kara Jameson. I'm a cut flower grower. If you guys are new coming on to the show today, so I am going to talk to you guys about yarrow or achillea today. And take a look at this cloud of colorful beauty right here.
That's gorgeous.
It took 10 months for it to get from seed to this plant right here. So I live in Zone 7. I live in the Nashville, Tennessee area. And how you grow yarrow in my area is you got to start it by seed. And you can't just direct sow it in the ground. It's one of those flowers that likes to be started indoors in a more controlled environment. And I grow it under my grow light for about a month. And around end of September, I transplant my little tiny plants in the ground. And it grows slowly all winter. And I actually don't even cover mine because yarrow is a really tough plant. And it grows slowly, and it blooms right now. And after it's done blooming, the plant's actually going to go dormant again. Mine dies back to the ground. But if you go out to your gardens and you look in the fall, you'll start to see the foliage emerge again. Because yarrow is a perennial in my zone, Zone 7. So this particular variety right here, you won't find all this pretty beautifulness in a big box store. This is not one of those yarrow plants. This mix right here is a mix of 2 seeds. This mix is the Colorado mix, and it is also summer berries. It's 2 different types of yarrow, all mixed together right here. So, hope you enjoyed that little segment on how to grow yarrow.
Yeah, I did. I love yarrow. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's truly beautiful. Listen, I've learned a lot in the last 58 minutes, and I thank you all. Lori and Marlena, you are both so precious and so generous with your knowledge. And I want to thank you for coming on here with us today for our talk show.
Thank you. It's been really fun.
Thank you, guys.
I'd like to remind our viewers to subscribe to Bloom TV. It's so easy. You just go into bloomtvnetwork.com. You click where it says watch. It will take you to the page where you can subscribe. And we have over 300 videos on so many beautiful flower-related topics. You can see it on your computer, on your phone, on your iPad, on anywhere and wherever you are. That's the beauty. You can see it anywhere in the world.
Yes, don't forget to find us on Instagram as well. We're at flowersandfriends_talk show, and we're always there sharing clips from past episodes and talking about the new guests that are coming up this week. And we also love to share when you are recreating some of these demonstrations that we're showing on our talk show. We share them on our page.
Absolutely. We also want to thank our sponsors, and we have the most beautiful commercial that we share at the end of every episode. So please don't sign off yet. We want to show you our favorite commercial.
We have built the world's first flower-focused streaming network, bringing the public educational and entertaining shows that highlight the magic of flowers. Learn how to heal through flowers, Cook with flowers, design your living space to reflect nature, make crafts using florals, sustainably garden, and so much more. We are your network for all things floral. Join us at BLOOMTV as we help bring beauty to the lives of people and the planet through nature's most beautiful creation, the flower.
Thank you, everyone. We hope that you feel connected. That's exactly what we wanted this talk show to be, was an extension of the message that we want to represent on Bloom TV Network. And we hope you feel like you've just been hanging out with us in the living room.
As always, we invite you to tune in to next week's episode. Tell them why, Kara.
Because everything is better with flowers and friends. Thank you guys. Bye.